Hello students, let us move on to Quinn-McCluskey method. So this is tabular method of minimization. So earlier we have solved the problems using K-map. You have solved the problems with the 2 variable K-map, 3 variable K-map, 4 variable K-map. So you have also 5 variable K-maps, but that is not there for your syllabus. So if you are solving the problems using 5 variable K-maps, it becomes difficult to solve the problems and to get the minimum expressions. So that is why we move on to the next topic, that is Quinn-McCluskey method. Okay. So in this Quinn-McCluskey method, you can solve the problems which has 5 variables also. Okay. So here Quinn-McCluskey method involves preparation of two tables. One determines the prime implicants and other determines the essential prime implicants to get the minimum expression. So in K-map method also you had solved the problems where you have determined the implicants, prime implicants as also, and also the essential prime implicants. So this is it has Quinn-McCluskey method has it involves the preparation of two tables, okay, which one table determines the prime implicants and other table determines the essential prime implicant. So Quinn-McCluskey method reduces the mean term expansion of a function to obtain a minimum sum of products. The procedure mainly consists of two main steps. That is, first step is to eliminate many literals as possible from each term by systematically applying the theorem xy plus xy bar is equal to x. The resulting term is called the prime implicant. So, in the first step, what you have to do in Quinn-McCluskey method is you have to determine the prime implicants. So, to solve that particular problems, you have to understand one theorem in mind, that is xy plus xy bar is equal to x. Or you say xy takes some value, think that xy is 0, 0 itself. Or x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, think that, okay. That means 0, 0 plus 0, y bar means, now if y is equal to 0, then y bar is 1. So what happens, 0, 0 plus 0, 1, you get 0 itself. So that is how you are going to solve, okay. Where, see, let us see here, if you are saying here, here y changes to y bar, so that term actually gets cancelled. So if you have something like 0 with 1, so that in the problems you will be cancelling those terms and you will be mentioning it as dash, okay. So this thing you have to keep in mind. And next thing is you use prime implicant chart to select a minimum set of prime implicants. That is the next step you are going to follow, okay. So let us see. So in Quinn-McCluskey method also you have literals, prime implicants as well, okay, and also you have essential prime implicants. So you already know what is an literal. So if a variable, if you, for example, you say a variable means you take a, b, c, all these are variables, okay. So if you write an expression like this, okay, a, b, c, so with plus AB you write. Think that you have written, you have expression like this, y is equal to ABC plus AB. Okay. So how many variables you have? You have 3 variables. Okay. Total number of 3 variables. So total number of literals. So that is A, B, C, A, B. So total 5 literals you have. So total number of literal is 5 in this case. So that is how you have understood about a literal. So here they have given a different definition, that is each appearance of a variable either uncomplemented or uncomplemented form is called a literal. So they have said each appearance of a variable. What is a variable? So you say A as a variable, B as a variable, C as a variable. So this A can take, so suppose I say variable A can take any form. A can take 0, or it can be 0 or 1, or you represent a 0 with A bar. Is it A bar and A? Is it? So like this you represent. So one is uncomplemented form, other is the complemented form. So here each appearance of a variable either in a uncomplemented form or a complemented form is called a literal. Okay, so next is you have implicant. So you know what is an implicant. So in earlier problems like K-map you have gone through implicant. So here let us see the definition. A product term that indicates the input valuation for which given function is equal to 1 is called an implicant of a function. So here what they want to say here is if you consider this particular problem, example f is equal to a bar b bar c bar plus a b c plus a c. So here suppose you say when you solve the problem, see, you get ac is equal to 1, and okay, so this leads to your function f also equal to 1. Okay, so now you say that ac as an implicant of the function f. Okay, so same way if you take this variable a bar b bar c bar is equal to 1, so that this value of leads to f is equal to 1. Okay, so based on a particular variables in the expression, your full function becomes equal to 1. Okay, so that term whatever the for example here you have AC, if AC is equal to 1, f becomes equal to 1. So now you call AC as an implicant of f. Okay, so that is what about implicant. Next you have prime implicant, and implicant is called a prime implicant if it cannot be combined with other implicant that has fewer literals. So prime implicants are expressions with least number of literals that represents all the terms given in the truth table. Prime implicants are examined to get essential prime implicants for the particular expression that avoids any type of duplication. So in the problems when you are going to solve in Quinn-McCluskey method, you will determine the prime implicants at last. Okay, so that is you have to combine the groups there. Okay, so by combining the groups, maybe 0 with the group 0 with group 1, okay, some of the literals will be cancelled and you get the expression, minimum expressions finally. Okay, so usually the duplications will be avoided. So you write 0 comma 1, if you write 0 comma 1 in the Quinn-McCluskey method, it is same as 1 comma 0. So both are same. So that time only one single term you have to take. Okay, duplication should be avoided in that case. So Quinn-McCluskey method determines determination of prime implicants. The function must be given as a sum of mean terms. So when you solve the problems in exam, usually they give the mean terms. Okay, for solving the Quinn-McCluskey method. So how do they represent the mean terms? That is sum of mean terms they will be giving. So for example, f is equal to a, b, c, d is equal to summation of mean terms 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, like this. So expressions they will be giving. Okay, sum of mean term expressions. So using that, keeping that as a first step, you are going to solve the next problem. So if you have sum of mean terms, you can represent that sum of mean terms in the truth table also. So here we have taken directly the truth table. We have not shown a function. Okay, in your textbook you have a problem there where they have written f is equal to a comma b comma c comma d with the summation of mean terms. Okay, certain expression they have given. If they have not given, they may give you directly the truth table itself. Okay, in the first part of the Quinn-McCluskey method, all of the prime implicants of the function are systematically found by combining the mean terms. So here you can see that there are certain mean terms here. So it is a 4 variable truth table with the output variables they have written here, that is y with y. Okay, so mean terms here mean term 1 you have 0, it starts with 0, mean term 0, mean term 1, mean term 2, mean term 3, so it goes on up to mean term 15. Okay, So here you don't have anything, that is all zeros here. So expression includes only these mean terms, that is with ones. Okay, because we are writing the sum of mean terms. So let us move on to the first stage of your Quinn-McCluskey method. So in order